Hi friends, welcome to Lying Around Sewing. We are less than 30 days from getting married on the Disney Wish. We are actually 14 days, to be exact, away from getting married. But this video is going to be what to expect in like the last month before you go to get married on the Disney Wish specifically, but a lot of this stuff pertains to other Disney cruises as well. First thing I want to mention, if you haven't done it already, is download the Disney Cruise app. It is super helpful, and this is where you're going to get all your information for your cruising. And this is also where you're going to be able to do your check-in process, which you should be getting emails about very soon if you haven't already, within 30 days of your travel. We also want to make sure that we're paid in full, because the sooner you paid in full, the sooner that you can book for your dining, if you're going to do special dining, any activities you want to do, any tastings you want to do, and I believe you can start doing your onboarding gifts as well. Now, if you're looking at doing gifts on your Disney cruise or looking at getting a gift for someone that's going on the cruise, you want to go to the disneycruise.disneygo.com/gifts and amenities. But I just Google Disney onboard gifts and it'll take you to that site. And you don't even have to know their reservation number or their room number. You can actually browse by departure port and pick your port, or you can go to locate reservation and you can look it up by the reservation number or by guest information. So if you just know that the date that they're sailing, which is the 22nd of September for us, and you can enter their first name and their last name here, and it'll bring up your information or that person's information that you are buying for. Keep in mind, this is who you want to enter the reservation that you're shopping for. So if you're getting married and you want to get, say, your bridesmaids a little gift for their room, you're going to put whoever has that reservation. So whoever like made that reservation for that room or each room, you're going to put one in. You're going to scroll through the different stuff you can pick from. They have cakes, they have fruits and snacks and Rice Krispie treats. And then they also have alcohol and things like that that you can get sent to their room. And then you can pick what day you would like it to be delivered on the cruise and around what time, and if you want to do stateroom or dining room, because they can, at least for the alcohol, they can have it delivered to the dining room on that night that they're going to eat dinner so that they can drink it with their dinner. This is also where you want to look if you're doing Halloween on the high seas. They have a special place for that time of year. I believe they probably do like Christmas too, but I was very sad that I missed the Spooky Time bundle. You get a nice fleece blanket, a little pillow, some bags, which I think comes with candy, and like a little banner, and they have this set up in your room for when you check in on the first night. And I saw it in a vlog and I didn't think that it was available because I didn't see it, but it was under the in-room decor option, and I thought it would be like in a separate option for like Halloween, so I completely missed it. But they do have just some regular cruise line themed adventure and like a birthday. You can also do floral, but keep in mind you can't take floral off the boat. I believe that's probably the same with the alcohol too. But if you have little kids that are coming on your cruise with you, or if you want to get stuff for your wedding party, this is one way you can do it if you didn't pick the little section in the wedding planning part. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, check out my other video, which goes into more detail about the spreadsheet and the list of things that you can get add-ons for your wedding, or things that you get included for your wedding. And I'll leave a little link right here to that, but check out that video if you're just starting to plan your wedding. I really love these Rice Krispie treats. These are the Halloween themed ones, so you probably can't get it if it's not Halloween time. But it comes with 7 different Rice Krispie treats that are like Halloween themed, and I thought that this was perfect for like if you have kids in your wedding party and getting it for one room and then tell them that they have to share. The thing that aggravated me though with this is when you leave a gift message, you can't do more than like 35 characters. So you have to just be like, thanks for coming, enjoy, or share with the family, things like that. You can't really write a nice sentimental message, unfortunately. But still, you know, you can tell them later after they get it. So this is also where you can get gift cards for people that are going to be on the cruise. So if you would rather do onboard credit, this is also where you can get it. So say you have family that's not going on the cruise, but they want to get you a wedding present, you can tell them that they can just get you a Disney gift card, or you can tell them to go on this site and go under shop by category, and they have an onboard credit option and an onboard spa credit option. So we're gonna look at the onboard credit, and this is where they can basically give you a gift card that you can use on your Disney Cruise Line for onboard credit. And they can do dollar amount and enter your name, and this will cover anything charging to your stateroom. Keep in mind though, this does look like for Disney Cruise Line onboard credit only, so if you are going to the parks later, you might just want to have them get you a gift card, which you can use on the cruise and off the cruise. So for us, we are going to the Disney parks after we get off the cruise, so we just told everyone to get us a Disney gift card for that reason. Let's talk check-in. Like I said, from about 30 days out from your cruise, you should be getting an email about checking in to your cruise. To do that, it's gonna have you download the app, and then you're gonna check in for your cruise and everyone that's in your stateroom. I can't show you because I already checked in and it kind of has sensitive information on it, but on the app, it'll say check in. It'll also tell you that you've paid in full because you have to pay in full before you can do the check-in process. So you're gonna go to check in, and what you need for that is your passport or whatever documentation you're using. You're gonna upload a picture of that and it'll put that information in, and then it's gonna want a picture of yourself. So you're gonna wanna like take a picture against a blank wall, and I believe it's like chest up, and I like selfie mode is what they call it. They want to have a more recent photo of you as well. So you'll upload that, and it's also going to ask for a emergency contact for someone not going on the cruise, just in case anything happens, so they know who to contact for someone not on the cruise. It'll also want to know how you're gonna get to the port, how you're leaving the port, your airline information if you're flying, just in case something happens to your flight, or they can see that it was delayed and they'll have that information on hand. So if you go to get a refund or use that as the reason that you're late, they'll know. Like if it's a big airline issue, they'll have record of that. You will also get your board time in this process as well. If you're getting married on the Disney cruise, the married couple actually gets priority boarding, so you're gonna board with the other like DVC members and other elite people boarding. I think concierge also boards early, so you're gonna board with them. So we actually are boarding at like 10:15, 10:30, but the rest of my family is boarding closer to like noon, 1 o'clock, that time. As far as I know, sooner that you check in doesn't necessarily mean sooner check-in time. I'm not positive about that. It could be. So if you have the time, you might as well check in early. For the wedding couple, you will get priority boarding, and you'll find that out when you do your check-in on the app. You'll also be given the option to decide if you want to go ahead and like get with all your information of saying like what's your check-in time, your reservation number again, and just all that extra information. On the app, you will see all this information, and you can choose to send it as an email as well, but this will include your arrival time at the port, your ship name, your boarding group, and your assembly station. And it also has important do's and don'ts, like arriving at the scheduled time, bring all the bring the documents that you submitted on the app with you, and then make sure you have the app downloaded. The don'ts are, don't pack your documents that you submitted in a checked bag. Make sure you have them on hand with you. Don't pack beer and wine in your checked luggage. You have to carry it on with you. And then, of course, don't bring prohibited items, which they have a list of all that, like certain electrical things that you can't bring and that such. It'll also include the address of the port if you don't have that on hand. And it'll have little barcodes that they will scan that you will need for the boarding process. Around this time, your wedding planner should also have contacted you about making final payments if you had any extra charges, like any guests that were added on, any last minute deliveries that you're going to make, or upgrades to your floral, things like that. Your wedding planner is going to want to talk to you and get that credit card information that they need to pay everything in full. I talked to mine and we got everything paid for. We had a few extra guests, so we had to pay for the extra cake and champagne. And then this is also where I told her what our plans were for dinner. So because we're eating at Palo's on our wedding night, we have to skip out on one of the rotational dining. And we weren't sure when we talked about the wedding planning in general, the last time we talked on the phone, we weren't sure if we wanted to skip out on 1923 or Marvel. So this is also where I told her that we would skip out on the Marvel show, Marvel dining. So we will be eating at Palo's, Frozen, and 1923 for our Disney Wish cruise. And I don't know if this is for everyone, but because I told her I want to make sure we definitely do Arendelle, the Frozen dining, she also sent me the schedule for our rotation. So we now know that we are eating at 1923 on our first night, Palo's on our wedding night, the second night, and Sunday will be Frozen at Arendelle dining. So happy to know what our rotational dining is going to be like. Hopefully it stays that way. But I went ahead and I told our family and friends that are going, here's what to expect for the rotational dining, and we are doing second seating, second dinner as well. And from the vlogs that I've seen, we also will eat breakfast at the last place we ate dinner on the Sunday. I don't know if that's correct still, but on one of the vlogs that I saw, if we eat at Frozen Sunday night in the morning for breakfast, we will eat at that same table for breakfast. Unless we choose to eat cafeteria. Well, I don't believe they'll have the cafeteria open, but maybe quick service or room service, possibly. Some other things you want to keep in mind is you want to make sure you already have your passports or your documentation ready to go. If you have kids that are going and their parents aren't going with them, make sure to look into the guardian stuff that they need, like a permission slip basically for the kids to go without their parents, just saying that this person, like this grandparent or this aunt and uncle, has permission to take my kid. And usually you have to get it notarized. And keep in mind, Disney has a specific form for that. There is a generic cruise line one that will probably work, but just to be safe, my family is doing the Disney provided parental permission slip, whatever you want to call it, for the kids, for my nieces and nephews to go without their parent. If your parent is going, as far as I know, that is fine. Another thing for kids and the app, they don't need to make their own account, but if they do have cell phones, they can go ahead and download the app and have it ready, because when they get on board, they will be able to connect to their room reservation, so they don't need their own account. They'll connect it to their room. And this is a good way, that way they can keep in contact with you with the messaging, and they can also see the schedule and know when things are happening and where on the boat. The last little thing I want to talk about is packing. We've already started packing a little bit, and I just want to throw some things out there that you don't want to forget or to keep in mind when packing. So we're flying Southwest there, so we can take 2 checked bags each and a carry-on and a personal item each. We are choosing to not take all that because from what I've seen, they will take your checked bags when you get to port, but getting off the ship, you have to lug everything off the ship with you and take it to breakfast because you gotta check out of your room. So thankfully, Joey's aunt and uncle is driving there, and we are giving them our wedding dress and our wedding tux and stuff for them to drive. That way we know it's not gonna get lost in the airport or baggage claim or anything like that. As long as they make it to Disney, it will make it there as well. So they're gonna drive that stuff, so that is a bag that we don't need. Our plan is to take one carry-on each and a personal item. So like a backpack and a small suitcase each. This might be a little hard because we are taking stuff for the cruise that also includes Pirate Night and Halloween on the High Seas, as well as we're staying at Disney for a week after in the parks and need extra clothing for that as well. What we decided to do is we're gonna throw together a little pirate costume to wear, like with bandanas, and then for the Halloween party on the cruise, we're gonna use the same costume as we would for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party at Magic Kingdom Park. So we're trying to limit our clothes and our costumes and get it all into one carry-on bag. That way we don't have to lug as much off the cruise ship, and just going through the airport, we don't have to worry about waiting for our checked baggage. We can get an Uber and go to our hotel, things like that. So that's something to keep in mind. Just think about how much luggage you're going to have to pack off and on the cruise. Well, not necessarily on, but off the cruise, and possibly if you're going to a Disney park later. Make sure you have your passports, of course, and any documentation. If you feel more comfortable printing out your form, go ahead. You never know what technology will do, so it's good to have that on hand as well. We are, like I said, packing costumes. We are also packing snorkels for Castaway Cay and goggles so that we don't have to pay for rentals. You don't need beach towels because they will have towels on the cruise and at Castaway Cay. If you got a lot of Disney gift cards like us, go to disneygiftcard.com, sign into your Disney Experience account, and combine all of your cards into one, or at least, I think the max you can do is like 1,000 on one card, or combine it to a couple of cards. You still need to bring your gift cards with you, so make sure you pack them as well, but at least you'll have most of your funds on one card. You also should have got your luggage tags in the mail as well around the 30-day mark. Ours, at least, are red, and you're gonna put these on your bags before you get to port or at port. That way they can take it to the correct room and leave it there for you. And of course you want to pack your swimsuits and your clothes. Make sure that you, if you're taking like a backpack, pack a swimsuit in there just in case you don't get to go to your room and get your luggage and you want to go swimming. Go ahead and pack a swimsuit in a little backpack. That's also where you can keep your passport and other documentation that you will need to get on the cruise, and you don't have to go digging through your bag. Other things you might want to include in there is like hat or sunglasses, sunscreen, anything that you will need from being outside and like looking around the boat, or if you want to go swimming. You will also get a message around this time for a Disney Band Plus is what they're called now. They're doing something where they're starting to use them on ships, and I believe the Disney Wish and one of the other boats, maybe the Magic, is introducing this to try it out first. So we went ahead, because we're splurging and it's our wedding, we got the Disney bands, and we actually got the Disney Wish Magic Bands. They also can be used at the parks, and you get a discount if you buy them before you get on the cruise ship. So this is what ours looks like. It came in a little box, and we have mine and Joey's, and it also, because they are rechargeable now, comes with chargers. Kind of looks like an Apple Watch type charger. It's USB, and I will get it out and show you guys what ours looks like. So it says the Disney Wish, and it's like this navy blue with gold. Super cute. And then on the inside it still says like your name, and we thought this was special because it was specifically like the Disney wish, and then that way we can remember it with a special magic band. And hopefully these will last longer than other magic bands now that they are rechargeable, because I know the first magic bands they released, only the RFID chip in it only lasted about a year, and then when they released the other ones that lasted about 3 years with the long range chip so that it could get your rides. And I'm hoping now that these are rechargeable, they will be good for several years and we can use them for many more years at the parks. And that's also a reason why we went ahead and got a magic band, because we are staying at a Disney resort. We're actually staying at Saratoga Springs by Disney Springs, and hopefully we can get into the room with these. We can link maybe some gift cards to it so we can tap things, and of course any kind of ride passes that we use. I don't know if we use the Genie pass, but if we decide to do that. But especially for photos as well, because we hope to take a lot of photos and eventually get the photo pass package at the end of our trip if we feel like we took enough photos to justify that cost. Another thing to keep in mind is like Wi-Fi. I don't exactly know how it's gonna work just yet, but I do know they have a Disney guest Wi-Fi. It does feel like that only the Disney app works for that. So if you want to contact people back home or possibly FaceTime, you might have to get that cheapest Wi-Fi package that they offer, which is per day per device, to do like iMessage or FaceTime or WhatsApp, things like that. Because they do have the Disney guest Wi-Fi, I'm just not sure if like iMessage and WhatsApp is supported on that. If I get more information on that, or if someone knows in the comments, go ahead and leave them there. That's all I have for you guys today. If I missed something, I will include it in the description or down below. And if you guys feel like I missed anything or have any other questions, comment below, let me know, and I'll try to figure it out for you guys. But other than that, we are less than 15 days away. We got about 2 weeks before we go and get married on the Disney cruise ship, and I'm so excited. So thank you again so much for watching, and I will hopefully see you in an actual Disney vlog video of us on the Disney cruise. Bye bye!